to another wild harvest with Just What I Do. We are on a hike slash rock climb up this water gully to a waterfall. And I thought I'd show you a quick wild harvest for when you're out and about in the wilderness. Or down below, you can find the same thing down below. You don't have to be extremely up high like we are. We are in trip number 32. So if you want to see the full hike, go check out trip number 32. But we are going to do another wild harvest today. And I found something up here that I thought I'd show you. It's something to put in your water when you're out hiking, when you get tired of the flavor of water and you just want something different. There's something when you're out hiking you can easily grab and put in your water. Now it's completely high in vitamin C. It almost has twice the amount of vitamin C as an orange. But you can also chop this up real fine and put it in some chowders. You can put it on all kinds of stuff. And what I'm talking about is over here. If I can get to it without falling, I'll show you. There's little Daisy, my little 10-pound football that I've carried all the way up here. Huh. Stay. It's a good girl. She's sitting below some columbines. And there's a giant pain in the butt. But anyways, what I'm talking about to put in your water is right here. This is a balsam fir. You can put this in your water, no problem. Especially if you've got ice in your water bottle. Or if you don't, it'll still work the same. But the way you can tell that this is a balsam fir is one, it is soft. It is soft to the touch. It doesn't feel prickly like a blue spruce. But the other reason you can tell is if you take the needles and you notice they're all flat. They are rather on the flat side. As you can see, they're not all over the place. They're super flat. And the other way you can tell is if you flip it over and you look really close, there are two white lines on each pine needle. You see that? Two white lines. And another way you can tell is it has branches that are whorled. Now what does whorled mean? Goes all the way around on the same sides. To where other pine trees, there's one here, kind of opposite of each other all the way down the tree. To where this one has limbs going all the way around in a circle. And then there's a gap, and then they go around in a circle again, like you see right there. Goes around, and then a gap, and then around. But the easiest way to take this is you want to make sure that there's no caterpillars on here, because the caterpillars tend to make little cocoony nests on the end, and you kind of don't want that in your water. That would be extremely nasty. Now this is really easy to cut. All you want to do is take some of the greens and just cut it. You don't want to take too much to where you damage the plant. You just want to take a few, like so, here and there. Now you want some of the smaller branches. Don't go too far in, because when you go too far in, it starts to get bitter and funky tasting. So you want some tenders on the end, like so. So we're just going to take it here and there. Now I'm going to stick this in my pocket. I don't have my water bottle on me, but I'm going to stick this in my pocket for now. And when we get down back to the car, I'll show you exactly what to do with it. Now, on the more mature, stick those in my pocket real quick. The more mature balsam firs, when you look at the trunk, you'll see weird little blisters, which you can pop You can eat it if you want, but it does not taste good. It's rather bitter, but it's also used to make gum and toothpaste and different things like that. But this is a little tree, little wonky growing tree up here on the side of this rock face, because we are kind of rock climbing at this point. But yeah, so we're going to put this in our drink when we get down back to the car, and I'll also tell you some other things on how to put it in some other foods. So if you want to see this full hike, again, check out trip number 32. This is a balsam fir. It does not taste funny in your water. It has a really nice flavor to it. It doesn't taste weird, piney bitterness like you think. It's better than you think. You'll have to give it a try. So, we're gonna go up maybe a little bit further, see what's beyond that point up there. I know, sun glare, bad angle. And then we're gonna go all the way back down to the car, which is somewhere off that way. And I'll show you what to do with this balsam fir fancy water that's high in vitamin C. So we'll see you back at the car. Bit of tree knowledge as we make it down the mountain back to the car. Now that on the tree is a moss. It's called old man's beard. Now if you need to make a fire and you can't find anything else, that makes great tinder to start a fire. Now I showed you before the balsam fir, which is that tree all right there. But as we pan around, we can see the different types of trees, to where this, I believe, is a blue spruce. Because it has pine needles all the way around. As you can see, it is not flat, it is very spiky, to where the balsam fir is more flat. And this has a bluish tint to it, if you can tell. So that is a blue spruce. What you want to put in your water is a balsam fir, which you can always tell. There's a little guy, balsam fir, right there, because it is a bit more green. See how that one's a bit more blue? This one has more of a vibrant green to it. And the easiest way to tell is it's super soft when you grab it. Any way you grab it, it is soft. It is not a prickly one. And always the needles are flat. See, they're not all spiky all over the place. They're more flat. And the easiest way to tell is the lines underneath. My camera will focus. But yeah, you see two lines underneath each pine needle. To where the balsam fir, like right here, you flip it over, there's no lines. That's just a little bit of tree knowledge in Wild Harvest. I try to give you a little bit of knowledge, you know, while I'm out doing this, so you can go out and do it yourself. But by all means, don't take my word for it. Make sure you do your own due diligence first and research. I am not liable for anybody getting sick because I said eat this and you ate the wrong thing. But we are going to make it back down this mountain. Again, this is trip number 32, if you want to see the full hike. And my little partner's ditched me. That's okay, I'm not lost. But yeah, here's a close-up of the old man's beard. That makes great tinder. But yeah, so we're gonna make it back down this mountain. And when I get back to the car, I'll show you what to do with these balsam fir needles. So, find my little partner, and we'll make it back to the car. They're apparently over there because I just heard them. So here we go. We've made it back down the mountain. My little 10-pound football is having a nice snack. Now, I saved this one for later. I'm going to finally chop it up and sprinkle it over some vanilla ice cream. It'll be quite tasty. You can also dice it up or chop it up real fine. Just the needles, not the stem. Dice it up and put it in chowder for a very fragrant flavor, I guess, if that makes sense. But back to the water. I have my little fancy water bottle sitting up here. So we're up by the road. You're about to see a car go through. But this is my water bottle. It did have a butt ton of ice in it. Now I've made sure that there's no caterpillars or bugs in this, and we are just going to drop them down into the water. A few at a time. Keep those down in there. The water's still nice and cold, even though it doesn't have any more ice in it. It was a big block of ice. I'm gonna save a few sprigs for some water at home. So I'm gonna stick those back in my pocket. They keep well in the fridge. You just set them inside your fridge and don't gotta worry about it. So I'm gonna screw the lid on. Get this all one-handed on the top of the car. And now all you wanna do is shake really hard, because you kind of want to bruise the needles. That's why it's better if there's ice in the thing, because it helps bruise the needles to give it more of a flavor. Now if you like the flavor and you'd rather have a stronger flavor, add some more pine to it. But I think it's quite tasty. And just open it up, give it a try. I think it's quite tasty, and I can't stand the taste of water, so this is a nice thing to add to it. And as I said before, if you add ice to it, and it helps bruise the needles so the flavor comes out more, and the longer it sits, the more flavor your water will have too. Now, this will last about a week in the water, in the fridge. Yeah, if that makes sense. And it's a nice thing to carry around and have people go, what the heck is in your water? But yeah. So, that's a easy thing to add to your water if you're looking for a different flavor when you're out hiking, or even if you're just wandering around at the park and you happen to spot a balsam fir, you can always drop some in your water. Cut some, drop some in the water. Make sure there's no bugs first. So that's gonna call it for this wild harvest. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give this pine water a try. And if you want to see the full hike, again, that's trip number 32. Go check it out. Should be out when this video comes out. So again, don't take my word for it. Do your own due diligence and do your own research. But give this a try. this a try. Let me know what you thought of this video down below. If you like these wild harvest videos, stick around, subscribe, whack my like thingy. And let me know if you like these wild harvest videos, if I should make more. I'm gonna go enjoy my water. Hope you enjoyed this wild harvest with Just What I Do, and we'll catch you next time.